Thank you very much for staying here. The Justice Dzamefe report on Ghana's symbolic participation at the Brazil 2014 World Cup is out. My colleague Francis Aban has been sharing portions of the report with us since Tuesday. We'll continue with some more this morning. Francis, what do you have for us this morning?
Well, today we're focusing on one, because of time, the fun parks issue. Remember that when the sittings were going on, Mr. Fred Darko, who was the boss of Evolution International, the company hired to handle the fun parks for the 2014 World Cup, was a big issue because some monies had been spent. They didn't know how the money was spent. There were allegations that some monies were spent and were misappropriated. And so the Commission's report highlights what they found and what they think should be done. And with your permission, I can go on to look at the issues here. Now, they look at the concept of fun parks, the ownership of the fun parks, and also funding for it. Remember that this whole issue of fun parks was created to have fans, mass up at one location, enjoy the game, have fun, and at the end of the day, everyone goes home happy. But it turns out that this was a government of Ghana initiative. Sports Ministry hired Evolution Company, subletted a contract to them to handle the fun park. So ordinarily, you would expect that any funds accrued from these fun parks should go to the Sports Ministry and back to government chest. But the Commission in its findings found that indeed all monies that were taken from the fun parks did not come back to government.
So what is it asking for now?
Okay, so the first point they raise is that the activities of the fun parks as produced and managed by Evolution International should be further investigated, and any net income accruing from the execution of the fun parks should be paid to the state with interest at the prevailing bank rate. That's the first point for them, because they feel that this cannot be private business. This is money meant for the state. The second point is that any misappropriation or misapplication of funds given by GMPC to Evolution International on behalf of the Sports Ministry should be refunded by Evolution International or surcharged to the former Youth and Sports Minister, Elvis Efriyankra. And the issue, and they raise a serious issue here, that the issue as to how the business of the fun parks became a private job of Evolution International should be further investigated by the Justice Ministry and the Attorney General's Department, and anyone found culpable should be dealt with under the relevant law.
How is this different from this portion, different from government's white paper it came out with?
Well, indeed, the white paper just took portions of the recommendations given and gave their views on whether they accept, reject, or modify the recommendation given. On the matter of fun parks, they indicated that if it's a question of they refunding money meant for the state, they agree. It should be done. But on the matter of whether the former Minister for Youth and Sports, Elvis Efriyankra, should be surcharged for this, they feel that no, this was a contract subletted to a private company. And so if there are any issues there, that private company should be held responsible, and anyone felt culpable indeed dealt with. So that was the issue there with the fun parks. But again, what is quite interesting here is that the last point for the recommendations is that they established that there was a clear case of conflict of interest with respect to Mr. Fred Darko, whose company undertook fun park business, which was one of the fundraising projects of the Project Planning Committee. This was against the backdrop that 2 letters were written by the then Minister, Mr. Efriyankra, introducing Evolution International, that's Mr. Fred Darko's company, to GMPC. Remember, GMPC gave money to Evolution to set up these fun parks. So as to why this, is a matter of conflict of interest, I wish I could get Justice Dzamefe to ask him about it.
Well, thank you very much, Francis. Francis Aban brought us details of portions of the Justice Dzamefe reports acquired by Joy News. There'll be more on this in subsequent broadcasts. Do make time to join us again at midday on News Today. Right now it's time for Joy News Interactive with Ifo Akwa Harrison. My name is Kimberly Nyamani Amano. Good morning.